Sound laziness is one of the most dangerous habits in life. Yet it often hides behind comfort, excuses, and temporary pleasure. It feels harmless in the moment. Sleeping an extra hour, skipping a task, saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." But the truth is, every small act of laziness compounds into a bigger problem: lost opportunities, wasted potential, and a weaker future. If you want to succeed in life, you must understand one thing: nobody ever achieves greatness by being lazy. The world rewards discipline, effort, and consistency. Laziness may give you short-term relief, but discipline gives you long-term respect. And once you taste the results of hard work, laziness will feel like poison. This is not about working endlessly. It's about training your mind and body to rise when they want to rest, to move when they want to stop, to act when excuses are louder than ambition. Laziness is not just a weakness, it's a choice. And the day you decide to kill it, everything about your future changes. Today, let's break down how to destroy laziness with discipline, structure, and relentless action. Because your future self depends on what you do right now. Laziness never announces itself. It doesn't knock on your door and say, "I am here to destroy your life." Instead, it creeps in quietly, disguised as comfort, disguised as relaxation, disguised as harmless procrastination. One extra hour of sleep feels like nothing. Delaying one task feels like nothing. Saying, "I'll start tomorrow," feels safe. But slowly, without you noticing, why laziness destroys potential, laziness becomes a habit. And that habit becomes your personality. Before you realize it, months have passed, and you are standing in the same place while the world has moved forward. The danger of laziness lies in its silence. People fear failure, rejection, or loss, but very few fear laziness. Yet laziness is more dangerous than failure. Why? Because failure teaches you lessons. Failure builds resilience. Failure forces you to move again. But laziness keeps you stuck. You neither fail nor succeed. You simply waste time. And time is the one resource you can never get back. Think about it. Every successful person you admire today has the same 24 hours you have. They don't have a secret extra clock. The only difference is that they use those hours with discipline, while others waste them in laziness. Time once lost is lost forever. A lazy person loses years, not because they didn't have opportunities, but because they never acted on them. The most painful part of laziness is regret. Imagine reaching an age where you look back and realize you could have done more, achieved more, built more, but you chose comfort instead. That regret is heavier than any failure. Many people say they are afraid of hard work, but the truth is they should fear regret far more. Hard work is temporary discomfort. Regret is permanent suffering. Laziness also kills confidence. When you repeatedly avoid tasks, you begin to doubt your own ability. You start telling yourself, "I can't." But the truth is, you just chose not to. On the other hand, every small victory against laziness builds self-respect. When you wake up early instead of hitting snooze, you feel proud. When you finish a task, instead of delaying it, you feel powerful. Slowly, discipline becomes your identity, and laziness loses its control over you. But here's something important. Laziness doesn't always look like lying in bed. Sometimes it disguises itself as business. You may spend hours scrolling, hours talking, hours planning without action. That too is laziness. The price of comfort and excuses, activity without productivity. The cure is not to be busy. The cure is to be effective. Ask yourself daily, I'm moving closer to my goals, or am I just keeping myself comfortable? That question will expose laziness in all its forms. The truth is, laziness doesn't care about your dreams, your family, or your future. It doesn't care how big your vision is. Laziness has one mission: to keep you where you are. It whispers excuses like, "You deserve rest, you have time, you'll start tomorrow." And if you keep listening, it wins. But if you fight back with action, even small action, you break its power. Remember this: laziness and success cannot live together. If laziness enters the room, success walks out. If discipline enters the room, laziness walks out. It's always a battle. The choice is yours. To kill laziness, you must first recognize it as the enemy. Stop treating it as a small weakness. It's not. It's a dream killer. Every time you choose laziness, you are pushing your future further away. Every time you choose discipline, you are bringing it closer. Ask yourself, what kind of life do you want? A life of wasted years, excuses and regret, or a life of results, growth and pride? The answer will decide whether laziness controls you or you control it. The day you see laziness for what it truly is, the silent killer of dreams, is the day you will develop the strength to destroy it. Laziness cannot be removed by wishful thinking. You cannot sit and hope that one day you will feel motivated. Motivation is temporary. It comes and goes like the weather. Some days you feel strong, other days you feel weak. If you rely only on motivation, laziness will always win. The only true cure is discipline. Discipline is the muscle that keeps you moving when motivation is gone. Discipline is the system that kills laziness every single day. Think of discipline like a weapon. Laziness is powerful. It pulls you towards comfort, towards ease, towards the path of least resistance. But discipline pushes you in the opposite direction, towards discomfort, towards growth, towards results. If you want to succeed, you must sharpen this weapon. Without discipline, you will always fall back into the trap of laziness. The beauty of discipline is that it doesn't require talent, wealth, or luck. It requires consistency. How discipline kills laziness: anyone can wake up early. Anyone can create a routine. Anyone can stick to a schedule. The difference between those who rise and those who remain average is not talent. It's the discipline to act even when they don't feel like it. Discipline is the habit of doing the hard thing before the easy thing. Laziness says relax first, work later. Discipline says work first, then enjoy. When you live by discipline, you create a system where success becomes automatic. For example, if you decide to exercise every morning at 6 a.m., you no longer debate with yourself. You don't wait for the right mood. You simply do it. That repeated action kills laziness. But let's be clear, discipline is not easy. Your body will resist. Your mind will create excuses. You will feel the weight of laziness pulling you back. But every time you choose discipline over comfort, you become stronger. Discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The first day may be difficult. The first week may feel impossible. But as you repeat the action, it becomes natural. What once felt hard will later feel normal. Laziness survives in chaos. If your days have no structure, laziness will fill the gaps. That is why creating a daily routine is so powerful. A routine acts like armor against laziness. When you know exactly what time you wake up, when you rest, laziness has no ways to sneak in. Structure kills laziness. Some people wait for inspiration before they act. But discipline teaches the opposite. Action creates inspiration. When you start moving, energy comes. When you finish tasks, confidence grows. The key is to begin even if you don't feel ready. Discipline teaches you to take the first step no matter what. And once you take that step, momentum will carry you forward. Here's the secret. Discipline is freedom. At first, it feels strict, heavy, and limiting. But over time, it sets you free from regret, from wasted time, from lost opportunities. Laziness promises freedom, but gives you chains. Discipline feels like chains, but gives you freedom. Which one will you choose? When you are disciplined, you don't have to worry about the future because you know your daily actions are building it. Every small discipline choice, reading instead of scrolling, exercising instead of sleeping, working instead of delaying, adds up. Discipline is not one big moment of effort. It is thousands of building daily momentum against laziness, small victories over laziness. The truth is simple. If you do not discipline yourself, life will discipline you. Life punishes the lazy. Missed opportunities, broken trust, lack of respect, all are the results of laziness. But life rewards the disciplined with growth, with progress, with pride. So if you want to kill laziness, don't wait for the perfect day. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for external pressure. Build discipline now. Start with one small habit. Wake up early. Read for 20 minutes. Write down your goals. Exercise daily. Protect these habits as if your future depends on them, because it does. Every great achievement in history was built on discipline. Every successful person you see is not superhuman. They simply chose discipline over laziness again and again. If they can, so can you. Remember this, discipline is the antidote to laziness. If laziness is a disease, discipline is the cure. If laziness is the darkness, discipline is the light. Build discipline and you will never be controlled by laziness again. Many people believe success comes from one big breakthrough, one lucky chance or one magical moment. But this belief is the biggest lie laziness tells you. Laziness whispers, don't worry, you'll make it big one day. So you keep waiting for that day instead of working today. The truth is, success is not created by one giant action. It is created by thousands of small, consistent actions over time. Imagine a farmer planting seeds. He doesn't put one seed in the ground and expect a full harvest tomorrow. He plants many seeds every day, waters them, protects them, and waits patiently. Over time, those small actions create a field full of crops. Success works the same way. Each disciplined step you take, no matter how small, becomes a seed. Laziness tells you that small steps don't matter. Discipline proves that small steps are the foundation of everything. When you study one chapter every day, after a year you've mastered an entire subject. When you save a small amount of money every day, after years you've built wealth. When you work on your dream for 1 hour each day, after months, you've created momentum that laziness cannot stop. It's not the big effort once in a while that matters. It's the small effort every single day. The danger of laziness is that it convinces you to delay those small steps. You say missing today won't matter, and focus directing energy toward your goals. Yes, one day may not destroy your dream, but repeated days of laziness pile up. One missed day becomes a week. 1 week becomes a month, and suddenly a year has passed with no progress. That is how laziness kills silently. Not in one strike, but in small daily delays. On the other hand, discipline compounds. Just like money grows with compound interest, actions grow with compound effort. Each time you act, you build momentum. Momentum is your greatest weapon against laziness. The first step is always the hardest. But once you move, the next steps become easier. Laziness cannot survive when you keep building momentum through small daily actions. Think of successful athletes, musicians or entrepreneurs. None of them became great overnight. They trained daily, practiced daily work. The world only sees the final result, not the thousands of small, disciplined actions behind it. If you want similar success, you must adopt the same mindset. Do something small every day, no matter how you feel. There is also psychology behind this. Your brain loves habits. When you repeat a small action daily, your brain rewires itself. What was once difficult becomes natural. For example, waking up early may feel impossible at first, but if you push yourself daily, soon your body adjusts. What once felt heavy becomes light. This is how discipline kills laziness, by turning effort into habit. The key is not perfection but consistency. Sound laziness wants you to aim for perfection so that you get discouraged when you fail. Discipline teaches you to aim for progress. Even if you improve by just 1% every day, after 1 year you are 37 times better than when you started. That's the power of small daily actions. You don't need to run a marathon today. Just start walking. You don't need to write a book in one night. Just write 1 page daily. You don't need to change your life in 1 week. Just commit to small disciplined steps every day. Over time, these steps transform your life. Here's the truth. Laziness dies when progress is visible. When you see yourself improving, you feel motivated to continue. But progress only comes from daily discipline. That is why small actions are so powerful. They create visible results that destroy laziness from the inside. Ask yourself, what small action can I take today that moves me closer to my goal? Then do it. Don't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is the favorite word of laziness. Replace it with today. Today is the language of discipline. Every great replacing bad habits with productive ones journey begins with a single step, but only if you take it. Every dream becomes reality, but only if you work on it daily. Laziness kills dreams by keeping you still. Discipline fulfills dreams by keeping you moving. So remember this. Never underestimate small actions. Small steps every day are greater than giant steps once in a while. Success is not built in a day, it is built every day. Sound. If you want to kill laziness, make progress daily, no matter how small. Because those small victories, repeated again and again, create a future that laziness cannot touch. One of the most powerful ways to defeat laziness is to imagine your future self. Picture yourself 5 years from now. Who do you see? Are you proud of that person? Or do you see someone filled with regret, looking back and wishing they had worked harder, started earlier, and lived with more discipline? Laziness may give you comfort today, but it steals from your tomorrow. Discipline may feel heavy today, but it builds a stronger tomorrow. Every action you take is a vote for the person you will become. When you choose laziness, you vote for weakness, regret, and wasted potential. When you choose discipline, you vote for strength, growth, and success. The version of you 5 years from now will either thank you or hate you depending on the decisions you make today. Think about it. Your future self is not a stranger. It is you. It is the same person, but carrying the results of your daily choices. If you spend today sleeping, delaying, or wasting time, that version of you will carry the weight of lost opportunities. But if you spend today with discipline, pushing yourself, building habits, that version of you will carry the rewards. Many people underestimate the power of time. They think, I have years ahead of me. I'll start later. But years pass faster than you think. The small habits you practice daily create the person you become. Laziness grows quietly until one day you realize you've wasted too much time. That is why it's crucial to live each day with the awareness that your future self is watching. Imagine a mirror that doesn't show your face today, but shows your life 5 years later. What would you see? Success, respect, progress, or regret, disappointment, frustration? That reflection is being shaped right now in this very moment. Every decision is paint on the canvas of persistence, never giving laziness a chance. Your future. The future belongs to those who respect their time. Laziness disrespects time. It treats hours, days, and years as if they are infinite. But they are not. Every day is a piece of your life you will never get back. If you spend it in laziness, it is gone forever. But if you invest it in discipline, it returns multiplied in the form of results, achievements, and pride. Ask yourself, what will your future family think if you let laziness control your life? What will your children or loved ones say if you choose comfort instead of responsibility? Will they respect you, or will they see someone who wasted potential? Laziness doesn't only hurt you, it hurts the people who depend on you. Discipline, on the other hand, builds a legacy that inspires those around you. Your future self is silently begging you, don't waste today. Don't choose laziness. Don't make excuses. The greatest gift you can give your future self is discipline today. When you choose to work hard now, you give your future self options. Options to live freely, to enjoy success, to walk with pride. But when you choose laziness, you steal those options. You trap your future self in limitations created by your present choices. Laziness often tells you, you deserve to relax. You deserve to take it easy. But imagine your future self looking back, saying, why didn't you work harder when you had the chance? Why didn't you discipline yourself when you had the energy? Why did you waste the time that could have built our future? That regret is far heavier than any effort you put in today. The truth is simple. Success is not about luck. It's about preparation. Discipline prepares you for opportunities. Laziness makes you miss them. Opportunities don't wait for lazy people. They only reward the prepared. When the future arrives, you cannot go back and fix the past. You can only live with the results of your discipline or your laziness. So every morning when you wake up, remind yourself, my future self is watching. My future self depends on me. When you push yourself today, you are protecting that future. When you defeat laziness today, you are creating a life that your future self will celebrate. 5 years from now, do you want to look back with pride or with regret? The answer lies in what you do now. Laziness may seem small in the moment, but it compounds into a life of disappointment. Discipline may seem hard in the moment, but it compounds into a life of success. Final message: kill laziness, build success. The choice is always in your hands. Remember, your future self is not waiting. It is being built right now. Each disciplined choice adds strength to that person. Each lazy choice weakens that person. If you want to kill laziness, think beyond today. Think of the person you are becoming. Act for that person. Work for that person. Live for that person. Because your future self deserves the best version of you, not the lazy version. Laziness is not a small problem. It is the silent thief of dreams. It steals your time, your confidence, and your future. But the truth is, laziness has no real power unless you feed it. The moment you decide to fight it with discipline, you begin to take control of your life. Discipline is the bridge between who you are today and who you want to become tomorrow. Small daily actions are the bricks that build that bridge. And every time you push yourself when you don't feel like it, every time you choose effort over excuses, you are building a stronger future. Your future self is watching you right now. That person is depending on you to make the right choices today. Do not disappoint them. Do not give laziness the power to shape your destiny. Rise when you feel like sleeping. Work when you feel like delaying. Move when you feel like stopping. Each time you do, laziness dies and discipline grows. Remember this: the cost of discipline is temporary, but the cost of laziness is permanent. Choose discipline. Kill your laziness and build a life worthy of your dreams.